Tel Salem Fort is closest to the Bar-Lev line, so it is considered one of the most strategic areas in the governorate. The fort was mainly used as a way to control the area and was designed and constructed in the same way the 29 other forts that are located along the canal. The trenches here are virtually intact, and so are the dorms. The Israelis abandoned their tanks as they fled the battle. What arouses the curiosity of the visitors to the fort is how everything seems to be intact, which prompts them to ask what happened here. On October 6, 1973, the Egyptians started Operation Badr. This time round, losing was not an option on the table. They were determined to win the war and take the revenge from those who killed them in 1967. More than 200 aircrafts flew over the channel and moved towards the targets in Sinai. The aircrafts gave the signal for the full-out attack by the troops on the ground. Then the Egyptian artillery fired barrage of grenades and rockets on the eastern bank of the canal, pounding the forts on the Bar-Lev line. The barrage of fire lasted 53 minutes. More than 100,000 shells were dropped on Israeli positions. The Egyptian might destroyed the Israelis, making them flee the area, and the Egyptians won the war. This is Ram Morsi reporting for Nile TV.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about education and universities in Egypt, and our topic is a review of the most important universities and fields of education here in Egypt, and we're going to look over one of the best universities in Egypt, which is Nile University. Nile University have achieved a lot of progress and have achieved a lot in different fields of education in a very little time ever since it was established. And today we're going to discuss these fields of achievement and the different projects that were launched in that very short time by the president of Nile University, Dr. Tarek Khalil. Good evening, Dr. Tarek. And let us first start off by talking about the role of this prominent university in launching different fields of scientific research and different fields of education and students' activities. How is that working, especially that we're starting off with a new year, new academic year?
Thank you. Thank you for your hosting of Nile University today in your show. Nile University is a new breed of universities in Egypt, which is a non-profit research and entrepreneurial university. These are relatively new types of universities in Egypt because they are, as you know, Egypt has two systems of education essentially in higher education, and universities are either government universities or they are private universities that are established by investors. Nile University is established in the tradition of the non-profit research universities of North America. Similar universities obviously are the prominent ones like Harvard, MIT, Stanford, and so on. It's a research university in the sense it doesn't only disseminate information or education, but it also creates knowledge. And it does this through creativity, innovation, research and development, and graduate education. So we concentrate a lot on graduate studies, the master's and PhD, even though we certainly have an undergraduate component because comprehensive universities, most of them have both undergraduate and graduate education. As I mentioned, the idea of a research university that it pushes the whole concepts of creativity and innovation through R&D. So we concentrate on research and development a lot, but we also recognize the importance of taking that knowledge that is created at the university or throughout society and connecting it to solving societal problems.
Exactly. This is just a question, sir, that I wanted to go to. How can actually the higher education and the university help in developing our society?
Exactly. Then that's the point
Yes.
in here that I want to concentrate on, because I mean, if we go back to history, actually the establishment of research universities, when President Kennedy came in the 60s and was reviewing the educational system of the U.S., some people, experts, he gathered a lot of experts, and they told him essentially in a report that university educations don't have an effect on society, or they are not really contributing to that extent to societal progress, particularly after the loss of the technological leadership that happened in the 50s and 60s to the Soviet Union and the Sputnik and so on. So the idea was to establish research universities, and there are a number of research universities obviously right now in the States that are very prominent, and they conduct a lot of research and development. So this is the start of this type of institution in Egypt, whereby we concentrate more on graduate education and on research. But we have also linked it with the idea of entrepreneurial university. The idea of entrepreneurial university is that knowledge, even though it's valuable as knowledge, but to look at the economic return or the social return, it has to be connected to societal needs and to solving problems. That's why we probably focus a lot on applied research and on taking the ideas that are developed through the knowledge created at the university and through a linkage with society. We try to convert those ideas into products and services that solve problems and contribute to economic growth as well as to solving societal problems.
Since you are an institution who are focusing mainly on what you termed as entrepreneurial education, applied research, talk to us about the different projects and plans that you're already launching the Nile University 100 project that is serving.
This is a very exciting project that we are very much interested in. It's one of our projects that we have adopted, and we have developed a team that took that idea. And the idea of the Nile University 100 essentially is that we are looking for ideas that are generated by young people, by the youth of Egypt, throughout the country, not only in Cairo or in some of the big cities, but we go to the south, we go to the east of the country, we go to the north, everywhere. And we try to encourage people that have projects or have ideas to come in and present their ideas, and we try to help them through both training as well as guidance to take those ideas further towards commercialization. So they present their ideas. We provide them with education in terms of looking at the market, looking at the opportunities, looking at to do feasibility studies, how to go about it, how to build their teams, and also how to commercialize the product. So through a series of activities and guidance by Nile University staff, we try to help them take their ideas and develop prototypes, and not only this, but market it and maybe establish a small or medium enterprise.
We would also like to know, the Nile University, is it, from what I am understanding, is more research technology more as opposed to humanities?
That's correct. We are very much focused on